let's take a look at seedlings and weeding for winter time. It's really warm right now, and again, it's January 19th of 2017, and January's had some really warm spikes. I've been out quite a lot in the garden, up and down this cliff. You can see that it was more cold recently because there are thicker bits floating atop the river down there. Should be able to see it. I'm not going to guarantee you the focus is good enough to tell. So one of my methods of dealing with seeding in the winter is old screening. Now this is an urban food forest garden. It's permaculture already. We're working towards food forest. And this is... I'm just going to lift the bricks off the corners. We've had serious winds blow through. This is to keep the birds from eating the seeds I laid down. I believe these will be the dwarf pyrethrum daisies. It's also possible those may be feverfew. Either way is fine by me. And the screen is to keep the birds from eating the seeds when I lay them down, because many seeds need a cold period in order to sprout, and some of them need very long cold periods. And this allows for the cold period to be done naturally, and then I'm here to basically just to witness. That's not one that I want. Then there's the selective weeding process. There are some weeds that I like to let go, and there are some that I don't. Sow thistle, I like to let go. Just started doing that this year, though, because I discovered it's delicious. This is also the lawn, so I'm a little more lenient with all manner of greenery up here. So once it's big enough for me to definitely recognize it, it comes out. That does mean I have to let them get their secondary leaves a lot of the times. I don't know what you are. We'll leave you in. Now this is that bitter winter cress, which is edible, but one of the most invasive things in my yard, so I just pull them out. I believe this is a sow thistle, so I'm leaving it. And then all I have to do is flip this back over, and the seedlings and unsprouted seeds and recently sprouted seeds are all very protected from the birds. Very simple. I did not seed the rest of this yet. I could do. I've also come up in and found sow thistle here while I was weeding through my raspberry beds, which have gone dormant on the taller sprigs but still have a little bit of leaves at the bottom. There's also going to be a cover crop, a ground cover crop in here of, these are just, oh well, they're dormant. These are the sweet violets, and they put out seeds, so they should spread about nicely, I think. There's irises in either corner of this. Not sure what kind of iris, just irises. We'll see what color they are next year. I dug them out from somewhere else. I wasn't really paying attention. That being the case, they're probably going to be those apricot colored ones, because those are what divide the most readily in this yard. I'm going to show you a couple more examples of this and see how they're doing, because I haven't even checked. Since I planted these, winter's very nice because it just kind of keeps things going on its own. It's damp and soggy in Pittsburgh here. These were lettuce seedlings, and I'm taking a risk on this, but they're interspersed with the yellow sedum. So the green you're seeing is yellow sedum, And I am currently not seeing any seedlings, but I wouldn't really want those to come up till spring anyway. So that's protecting from the birds there, and apparently protecting from the tomato seedlings falling down too, out of the overhead. Same on this side except parsnips. Move this. Yep, nothing really happening in here except mole activity, so this may not be a good place for parsnips, but we tried. And it's fine. That's alright. This is a good thing to sit on. The tire retainers are doing just fine. And let's see if I can pull out some of these. These are asters. I don't know what these are, but I know that I don't like the way they grow. And this is also a weed that I don't know the name of. So this is what weeding in the wintertime is like. This is just search and rescue. And because the roots stay so damp, you can see that they'll reroot if you just toss them down, because these are previously weeded out. Little bitter cress. Bitter winter cress. Nami. Very delicious. Definitely a good thing to know for security if a food emergency were to occur. See if I can get that to focus. Because they're just delicious. And they're very high in a lot of nutrients. I'm banging the dirt off of these. Now the trouble is with these that they go to seed immediately upon spring's arrival, and sometimes several times in between. So that's why they're everywhere. And a few clovers like that too, but it's alright. Just gonna leave those yellow sedums go and get a lot of the overwintering weeds out of here and into the pile. Alright, so that's pretty good. We might have lettuce. We're unlikely to end up having parsnips. Here's a very small difference. These are succulent leaves and these are fuzzy thin leaves. But these are cleavers that are a weed. There we have it. Alright. I'm going to take this handful and just put it over here. So that is the basic theory of weeding and seeding for overwintering in Pittsburgh. And the gardens are pretty well cleaned up right now. Looking good. It's the asparagus. I need to thin the lady's mantle and or just get rid of it because I don't use it much. Could put something more useful there or have it not covering over the asparagus. This might end up being all rhubarb in spring, or they might all go. This is sage, which is harvestable pretty well in the winter. Somewhat evergreen. It's already been -4 a couple days. And everything's still this green. There wasn't that much snow, though. There's another sage. Ruta graveolens. And we're back to the cliff.